Start live stream. Drop it down there. Let's see what happens. We're starting. Yep, according to that, we've started. According to that, we're live. Yeah, I'm still live. Yep. Anyhow, I wanted to come up here today and talk about what you see, the driver steering the way we go. You're going to say, what a name I gave this live stream. The driver. That's right. So I want to talk a little bit about David Icke, Mark Passio, Ole Demigard, Jason Goodman, Roy Potter, Rev Michelle Hopkins, Jim Fessard. Should I go on? Okay, Dabu 7. And I think I could go on, couldn't I? Yeah. With the list of people, Monday, Forever Alone Monday. That's right. And Turd Flinging Monkey. Should I keep going? See, these are all like drivers, like driving a bus, driving the narrative. From the dating scene, from men leaving TFL, to men walking away from women, to women walking away from men, to the political arena, to the job site, to the sports. That's right. To ask all aspects of life, the problems the society faces in the majority have been deliberately created for us by the powers at the top. And the drivers, they came up on YouTube after they were bought out by force by Google, who's a corporation who's controlled by military industrial complex and the powers at the top. And so why am I talking about what I'm talking about? Because in reality, it doesn't matter if it's men, women, the dating scene. You know, I told people before that New World Order is the core of the New World Order agenda is the dating scene. And I can back that up. The Georgia Guidestones tells you we want to reduce the population to this number and then control it and keep it at that number forever and ever and ever. And so, of course, the core of NWO then would be the dating arena because we need to control the birth rate. Because if we don't control the birth rate, then we could not keep our number where we want it. And how people in the dating arena cannot understand this, it's just beyond me. It blows my mind. It's like I'm walking around in the world of the brain dead, the zombies, the stupid. It's so in your face, you know. But the driver's seat, really, our drivers are like a bus driver or a train driver like Amtrak. Okay? Our drivers are Roy Potter, Montygraph, Rev Michelle Hopkins, which is now Rev Michelle Mann. Yeah, Dutch Sense. I know. That's such an innocent one, too, right? He's not as innocent as you think, but he does have a very mild role. You know, Monty Graff, Jason Goodman, Ole Demigard, you know, and the list just goes on and on. And why, you know, David Icke, Mark Passio now has officially exposed himself, and there's no turning that back. Because you're not going to tell me that Mark Passio don't know who Alex Jones is. You're not going to tell me that Mark Passio doesn't know that Alex Jones is taking his orders from the same people that everybody else at the top is taking orders from, the powers to be, and carrying on the agenda. See, the problem is, Alex Jones is one of your first, not the only, because we had Bill Cooper. But Bill Cooper was real. He wasn't fraudulent, he wasn't fake, and that's why they assassinated him. Alex Jones' family history with CIA, he was already on board, okay, with the agenda. And the agenda is to use these people, and I call them the drivers, because they come up here and they tell you lots of truth. And as we moved in closer to the NWO, completion of NWO, which we have now, and how do I know that we have moved in closer to the end stages before they have NWO complete? All I got to do is look around me. And it's so in your face. So many people are still sound asleep. And even the truther community was created by the CIA, which was an idea for the powers to be, you know, is to give you false hope. Is to make you believe that you are fighting back. When in reality, they knew people was going to wake up to a certain level. So they needed to give people that were waking up to the corruption in society somebody to follow. And because they created all of our problems across the board, that's right, because they actually created this deliberately to shape our society, they needed to put people in places. So when they took over YouTube, they placed agents that they give money to, and they placed them in all the important areas of society where they created problems. And these agents' jobs are to keep the problems alive and well, so that the people will never ever come together and rise up as one. Because if the people ever came together and rose up as one, then the powers to be would absolutely have no power at all. We could literally end all wars overnight, take our monetary systems back, and save this planet and save ourselves. They knew this and they've known it all along. This is the biggest scare they've ever had. This is what scares the people up at the very top of the pyramid the most. This is their biggest fear. This is why they have created so much division. Divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. So hello, Jeff. I do see you here. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just focusing on the message I wanted to deliver today. I figured since Mark Passio's coming up here in another 10 minutes on InfoWars with Alex Jones, I have no intentions on listening to it. He's going to be teaching people natural law with Alex Jones. Now, it isn't that Mark Passio isn't telling you truth with natural law, because what Mark Passio is telling you is concrete truth. The problem is he's a driver. He's using concrete truth to steer you the direction the elite want him to steer you. And if you don't pay attention, he's going to take that right hand turn, go right down, right hand turn or left hand turn, or he's going to take a curve. And it's going to be the curve or the turn that he's going to take that's going to steer you away from the real truth. See, the actual goal is to give you the exact opposite of what he's telling you. So when he tells you all about natural law, he tells you the exact truth. But the end goal will be the exact opposite of natural truth. Natural law. So when he's teaching you natural law, he told you concrete truth. But the end goal isn't to bring in natural law to free the people. The end goal is the opposite. And what is the opposite of freedom and slavery? Your own enslavement. And that's what he's bringing you. That's really what Mark Pastile's job is to do. The reason he's allowed to tell us so much truth now is for the same reason David Icke is telling us so much truth. Because we're at the end stages now. We truly are. I would say within another couple of decades, they're going to finish off putting in place their plans. And we're not going to be able to turn it around or turn it back. See, this is one of the reasons I told you it is so important for people to try to understand what's really going on, to start caring about right, recognizing what's right and what's wrong, and to start caring about other people as much as they care about their selfish selves. But these agents, what I'm going to start calling the driver, they're driving the train, the Amtrak passenger train filled full of passengers all over the country, all over the world. They're driving the buses. They're driving the taxis and the Uber rides. They are taking you to your destination for the people who are waking up. Now, when I said listen to Mark Pastile, I want you to hear the truth, but see, the problem is this. If you're not awake, this is a great way to wake up to what's going on. But then you have to have critical thinking skills to figure out why what you're seeing is happening is happening. Mark Pastile, as far as I'm concerned, has now officially committed suicide. I've always suspected the guy was just like David Icke. He was a plant, he was an agent. But I never had nothing to concrete to ever back it up with. Just like with Jim Fetzer. And in this last year and a half, Jim Fetzer committed suicide and told on himself. We now know that Jim Fetzer is a paid-off, treasonous traitor to the people of the land who needs to be jailed. We know that Roy Potter is a treasonous traitor to the people of America, to the people of the world. We know that all these names I've listed are all treasonous traitors. Because they've sold their soul and they've sold all of us out for the tool. But the problem is too many people are still asleep. Too many people don't understand it. Like if I go into the so-called truther community, you watch people that are egomaniacs all over the truther community telling you partial truths and their ego's inflated and they're there for all the wrong reasons. It's like being in a dating arena. The guy or the girl that's out there for all the wrong reasons. She's out there to score her guy because she needs your ATM machine, your card, your bank card. She needs her new house. She needs this, needs that. And she's going to use all the words to get her wants. And as soon as she's got her wants, she's going to throw you away. Because she was there for the wrong reason. And it's no different than the guy. He's there for the wrong reason because he thinks love is putting his penis in a hole. Okay? And then we all have another epidemic they've created for us. And that's why I tell you at least 80% of the population in the world are psychopaths. And I know people get mad when I call you a psychopath. But if you believe in game, and you believe in the system of wanting up somebody else for your own selfish gain, you're a psychopath. I don't give a shit if you're on the job site. I don't give a shit if it's about only monetary gain. I don't give a shit if it's in the dating arena. If you believe in game and you're going to come up here and play the game with another human being and throw them under the bus to step and walk on them for your own selfishness, you're a psychopath. If you're going to do it for monetary gain on the job, you got your nose parked up the boss's ass, excuse my language, you're a psychopath. Because when you don't care about somebody else, but you expect them to care about your wants, I'm sorry, it's like all these people out here that want to say there's nothing wrong with lying. It's perfectly normal to lie. And what do we see going on all around us? Liars, liars, deceivers, liars, liars, deceivers, liars, liars. And all of these deceivers and liars, they'll all say to you, but don't you lie to me. But it's all right if I lie, just don't lie to me. That is a psychopath. That is a nut job. And I hate to say it that way, but I'm telling you, this is what you're witnessing all around you every day. Is narcissists and psychopaths. Narcissists and psychopaths. And I don't like being that way with anybody, but the reality is this. If you actually have care, and you care about what's right, we wouldn't be in the shape we're in. There wouldn't be a war going on. You wouldn't have hungry people starving. You wouldn't have all of this violence going on, all this division going on. But because we don't actually have care, you get angry at people like me. There's a lot of people in the manosphere that I've already witnessed that don't like me. They don't even know me, but they don't like me. But you know the real reason they don't like me? It's because they do not want to hear the real truth. Because with the real truth comes responsibility. Responsibility of changing oneself. See, even Jerry, the fake truther, had that problem. If you asked him, I told everybody, and I included myself in this, I'm not leaving myself out of this at all. I never will leave myself out of this. Because the reality is we all had to examine our own behaviors on an individual basis, men and women alike. It's not a discriminatory thing. And in doing so, we have to use common sense, which is almost extinct, and we have to use care. We have to be willing to put ourselves in somebody else's shoes and realize that if you wouldn't want to be treated that way yourself, you wouldn't do it onto somebody else. But when you tell somebody we all need to examine our own selves, Jerry's answer was simple. I don't need to do that. There ain't nothing wrong with me. But his ego clearly corrupted him. So there was a major problem going on with Jerry. But because Jerry wasn't willing to back up and examine his own self, Jerry contaminated himself. That's what ego does for you. Ego makes you know better than the powers to be than you're speaking up against. It makes you just like them. So then you become a hypocrite. You say, well, I know I'm a hypocrite because these are Jerry's words too. He knew he was a hypocrite and he didn't mean it, but that's just the way it is. Well, at that point, you just need to shut your fucking mouth, excuse my language. You don't belong doing videos or talking about the problems. because you are part of the problem. Because until you can examine your own behavior and correct your own programming to do what's right on other people, you need to just keep your mouth shut. That's the way I feel about that. Now, that's my feelings about that topic because it affects so many people. If you're going to get up here and do what's right, then do it from your heart. And you don't need monetary gain to tell truth. That's one of my other pet peeves. We have a lot of people up here that think they have monetary gain to tell truth. Well, but it takes time and it takes work to make a video. So therefore, I should be paid for it. No, you should not be paid for telling truth because that's the definition of 4 or 5 guys came through your back door with intentions on raping your children and your wife and then killing you all. You need monetary gain to defend yourself? Really? So you're going to say, I'm sorry, honey, I'm sorry, kids, but unless you give me some monetary money, I'm not going to defend you because I got to have something out of this. If I'm going to put my life on the line, even though it's already on the line, to defend my children and wife, then I need some monetary gain. See, that's really what you're saying, and you're too. And most people are just too stupid to know that's what they're saying. And that's really what they're saying. Because what they're not getting is this. What's going on in this world is going to affect every last one of us. It's going to destroy billions of lives. It's going to affect every last one of us. But you have that mentality, it won't happen to me. So it will happen to you. Because you was complicit on allowing it to happen to you. And you go, no, I wasn't. Yes, you was. Because the minute you say, it won't happen to me or it won't happen to my country, or there's nothing I can do about it, you have opened the door and let evil into your home. Any of them things come out your mouth, you have already opened the door and allowed evil into your house. See, people don't have critical thinking skills. Oh, they want to claim they do. But of course, it's all fraudulent claims. It's what they're used to doing, lying, deceiving other people. It's sad. Because when I look at the reality of things, I stay on focus and I stay perfectly clear. It's all in your face. It's so in your face. And so, see, now I'm up here at the same time of day that the agent, the treasonous traitor, the driver, Mark Passio, is over with the other driver, Alex Jones, using real truth to deceive the public so that they can steer us people the direction the powers to be want them to steer us. Because that's the only way they're going to get you down that rabbit hole when you start waking up. Is they have to be the great snake oil salesman. And they had to convince you that they are fighting for you, that they're on your side. And the only way they can do that is to tell lots of truth and then slip in propaganda and agenda here and there. Propaganda and agenda, which slowly steers you away from what's really going on. And then keep your attention looking the other directions. And so they're doing it in every form of society. All of these recent shootings that you've been seeing are phony, fake as most people up here on the internet. Complete hogwash lies being reported to you so that they can take more rights away from you and furtherly enslave you. And then while they do this to you, they use their drivers to perpetuate the problem and keep the problem alive and well. Yep. And their drivers is like a cult leader. See, you could compare Mark Passio, David Icke, Dahboo 7. That's right. High Impact Flicks. Yep. Rev Michelle Mann, who used to be Hopkins. Kathy Rubio. Yep. I'm giving you real names here, okay? Roy Potter, Monty Graff, Jason Goodman. You could compare all these people, David Icke, Mark Passio, the whole 9 yards, Ole Demigard, Jim Fessard. See, all these people can be compared to Charles Manson. You're saying, how can I compare them to Charles Manson? Did not Charles Manson have a following? Wasn't he not accused of being a cult leader? So now let's think about that. Does not David Icke have a big following? Yeah. Does not Mark Passio have a big following? Yeah. Does not Dahboo 7 have a big following? Yeah. Does not Monty Graff have a big following? Yeah. So does Roy Potter. So does Roy Michelle Hopkins. Now, do you follow what I'm telling you? Ole Demigard, Jim Fessard. Do you follow what I'm telling you? They all have lots of people following them who believe in them, who believe these guys or these people are fighting for you. And in reality, that's the illusion. That's what you're supposed to believe. Because when you believe the illusion, then the driver can steer the steering wheel of the train, the bus, the car, with all their leaders or their followers in flock with them. And they can make that little curve here and that little curve there, and that left-hand turn here and that right-hand turn there. And you all gonna do them turns with them into your own enslavement. Right into the loss of all of your freedoms of your own enslavement. And for lots and lots more people to die. And when you say I'm nuts, the only real nut job is that of the people who are calling you that. You are actually not awake enough to understand what I'm saying, so therefore you will willingly enslave your own self without even knowing you're doing it. And I don't like being that way to people, I really don't. But I don't know how else to tell you. Zachary Hubbard does one hell of a good job with his demonstria and showing the same things I'm saying to you by the numbers. No lie. Zachary Hubbard does a hell of a job of telling you everything I've been screaming for years and doing it by the numbers. Proving to you without a doubt what I'm telling you is true. But you have to be able to understand how with Zachary Hubbard's numbers comes back and relates to what I talk about. Because it really does. You know, and I like Zachary Hubbard. I really do. You know, hey, I liked Mark Passfield for years, you know, the years I've met and I've known he's been there. And I won't take his truth away from you, but I will tell you, he has officially showed himself now. He is a driver, he is an agent, whether he's been MK Ultra or not. Mind controlled, I don't know. I can't confirm. I suspect that he probably has been, you know, but that's not the point. The point is when you don't do your own looking and you don't have critical thinking skills or understand what's really going on and how the core, the center of the entire agenda of New World Order is the dating arena. And you know, you're not going to get a lot of truthers who are going to deny that and deny that. Well, you can deny it and turn your head all you want. It's not my fault you went through the truth buffet line and played selective and disregarded something so vital. And you're going to say I'm nuts, and I'm going to say no, I'm not. They told you it in your face on the Georgia Guidestones. They wanted the population reduction down to this number and then to be controlled and kept at that number. Well, how would you control that number if you don't divide the genders and become involved in the dating scene? Do we not have an epidemic of TFL, Forever Alone, Incel? Do not we have hundreds of men claiming to be a man going their own way, walking away from women? And do we not see women walking away from men? What do you think that's all an accident? Oh, it's just always been this way. Bullshit. You know, so I wanted to get this out here because the reality is it doesn't matter how much you think I'm wrong. Until you go do your homework, you're never going to see what I'm saying. And if your name is very, very asleep or very, very stupid, that's the VBS. Okay? I can't help you. There is nobody that can help you. I've been up here telling the God's honest, concrete truth. And now, for some reason, that is boring to you, right? That's because you don't want real truth. That's because you're comfortable living a lie, living inside a bubble, a mirage, an illusion, in fakery that's going to lead to your own enslavement. And I'm not talking about because you're black, because it ain't going to matter what damn race you are. It's not going to matter whether you're black, white, Asian, Muslim, Chinese. It does not matter what your damn race is. The reality is the end game. We're all slaves, every last one of us. Your race has not a damn thing to do with it. Well, if you scream the race card now, I want you to go hold on to the Rothschild dynasty's hands and get on your knees, you fool. Well, yeah, that's some of it right there. What Jay just brought up would be true. Okay, it is. See, you got to understand if you go back to the Georgia Guidestones and you're talking about reducing the population down to the number they've got and then keeping that number there until it never rises above that number again, you have to pull out all stops. You have to divide the men and women, screw up the dating scene to keep us from getting female's pregnant, and of course that's a hard thing to do, isn't it? And then you send people into being gay. That's right, because gay people can't produce. So CJ, you're correct. Because if you got people being gay and transgender, and you got men walking away from women and women walking away from men, that's right. And you got people living TFL, you are now doing what it's going to take to cause population numbers to come down. And this would also control a population. It's a long drawn out agenda because when you really think about it, we have billions and billions of people on the earth, and the number on the Georgia Guidestones is way below the number that's alive, and they want to bring it down to that number. So right now, before they get nukes dropping on everybody's heads, we have the medical system and big pharmacy, big pharma, lying to you and doing exactly this. Doctors destroy health. That's correct. Destroying your health. Lying to you. Why do you think I keep keeping that up there? Just look around us. Everything is backwards. Everything is upside down. Doctors destroy health. Lawyers destroy justice. Okay, psychiatrists destroy minds. Scientists destroy truth. Major media destroys information. Religion destroys spirituality. And governments destroy freedom. That is all correct. And who's in the driver's seat? That's below the powers to be. Our agents. What is Monday Forever Alone Monday's final message? It's the same final message that Turd Flinging Monkey tells you. Guys, it's your own fault. Men, it's your own fault. It's your own fault you can't get a woman in your life. When there's absolutely no truth to that at all. Yes, there are exceptions where there are a few men, but a very low number, that are at fault for their own demise of not getting somebody. But that's a very, very, very low number. Okay, so there's your reality in your face. So the reality is we have to keep the problems alive that have been given to us all. See, the governments, the powers to be, the think tanks create the problem for all of those people, men and women alike. We don't want them problems to be solved. We want to give you phony solutions and keep them alive. So we have to perpetuate the problems. We have to have our drivers people will follow. So when you think about it, come on. If we went with Monty Graff and Dabu 7 and Jason Goodman and Roy Potter and Rev Michelle Mann and who else? Jim Fetzer, okay, and Monty Graff, if I didn't say him already, and we start taking the subscriber list of people that are following these people, then this is like I told you, man. Picture the Amtrak train. Jason Goodman's the driver. Everybody wants a chance to follow Jason Goodman, okay? Or Alex Jones. He's the driver, man. He's been telling you the truth, okay? And you all gonna jump aboard that train and go on down the track with Alex Jones. And then over here, we're gonna go on down the track with Alan Watts. And over here, we're gonna go on down the track with Lonely Demigod. And over here on our bus line, we have Well, it's Mark Passio. Okay? He's a bus driver. That's right, he's one of the bus drivers. Dabu Seven's another bus driver. High Impact Flicks is another bus driver. Now, do you follow where I'm telling you? You people follow these people blindlessly, and when somebody tells you a shitload of truth, see, they're fighting for us, but then they take a curve and they steer in a lie, like Mark Passio did with mainstream media. He told you the truth about mainstream media and then turned around and told you a lie and told you that alternative media was now the people to listen to. They were our real media they're fighting for truth. When alternative media is run and controlled by the same people who run and control mainstream media, oh no, he didn't tell you that part. He left that part out. See, that's called throwing a curve. Okay? David Icke, not long ago, here a month or two ago, he stuck up for WikiLeaks and Julian Assange. And he told you the real story was the real truth. Okay? Jim Fetzer, he did all that investigation on that school we're not allowed to talk about. You know, that handy crook? Okay? And then he turned around and went back to the original story. See, so there you are. I mean, it's in your face. See, they take these little turns and these little curves, and they take all of you sheeple followers that claim you're awake, and they steer the direction. In the end, it's like I told you. So we have Mark Passio live with Alex Jones right now while I'm speaking. And thank God I got these people in this chat room that ain't over there falling into that crap and listening to Mark Passio. I don't give a shit if Mark Passio speaking about natural law with Alex Jones or not. And even though Mark Passio is correct about natural law, that's not what he's wanting. Because the end goal is the opposite of what upside down on its head. Do you remember everything they report to you is reverted, flipped upside down, inside out? Well, see, that's what you got going on. Because the end goal isn't to bring in natural law, it's the exact opposite. And I don't know why people can't see this. It just blows me away how people are unable to see the real truth when it's right in their face. See, with me, what Mark Passio done now was committed suicide. He's actually officially told on himself. I don't need to listen to Mark Passio's stuff because I'm awake enough to the real truth that I'm not taking that little curve over here and that little curve over there. And I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole. And if it is a rabbit hole, I'll catch on to it real quick and climb out and go the other direction. Everybody that ever woke up that's studying this stuff goes down a few rabbit holes. And anybody that says they've never went down a rabbit hole is an outright bold-faced liar. Okay, and that's all I'm going to tell you. You're an outright bold-faced liar to tell me you've never fallen down a rabbit hole. That's like these people say they've been awake their whole life. I'm like, yeah, you're a freaking joke. You freaking liar, because that's what you are. And when you get mad at me for calling you that after you make a statement, I've been awake my whole life, I don't give a flying fuck if you're mad at me. Because the truth is, if you make the statement, I've been awake my whole life to what's going on in this world, you're one of the biggest bold-faced liars there is. That would be the real truth. Not the garbage, the turd that just fell out your mouth. See, that's one of the biggest cruxes in getting people to understand this, how vital it is, first of all, on an individual basis, to back up and start recognizing right from wrong, and to put yourself in somebody else's shoes long enough to figure out, would I like if somebody done this to me, or somebody said this to me, and then to change your own behavior. No, nobody wants to do that because it's all a game, a sport, an arena. It's all about dumping on one another. It's all about wanting up somebody else. It's all about your corrupt ego. That's what they want you to do. Because that's why we'll never stand together to rise up to stop this crap. They know that. This is all deliberately done. So it goes right back to what I've said. We cannot beat the New World Order at all if we do not reach back there and pull our heads out of our you-know-what. Because you have to have care. You have to recognize right from wrong. And you have to self-check yourself. Don't sit there and tell me you have nothing wrong with you. Even my own self, I constantly have to keep track of my own self, so that I'm not going to go down the wrong path. This is why I tell you this. You know, it really is. It's as vital as people caring about what's right and wrong. It's as vital as stop worrying about genders. Women and men alike are both human beings. Take your damn mind off the differences between men and women. Yes, there's differences, but nowhere near the amount of differences that you've been fed. That was caused deliberately to feed you a bunch of bullshit about differences between genders that's untrue to further divide us. If we were so much different than a woman and she was so much different than us, you could not get her pregnant. She could not bear your child. So once again, you need to reach around your backside and pull your head out of you. You know what? If you think them differences means anything. What means anything in today's society is stopping this shit before it gets finished. Because stopping it before it gets finished is vital to all of us. Because if you don't, you're all going to be enslaved for the rest of your life. Your children already have no future. But you're going to gladly go out and make another child that's going to have no future, huh? And once they get things in place, you're not going to worry about having children anyhow. You have a child without written permission from your owner, you might be decapitated. That's right. There'll be gruesome punishment for you. That's what'll happen to you. And you'll have nobody to blame but yourself. No, you can't blame anybody but yourself. Because when you don't stand up for yourself and you allow these criminal psychopaths to take your life and control it, you're getting what you earned. It's what you earned. It's what you wanted all along. Sure is. You wanted to be told you couldn't have a child. You wanted to be told that you have no say-so in anything, even what you put in your own body. That's right, you have no say-so. Because your owner controls what you put in your body. Your owner tells you if you can or can't have a child. Your owner. You're nothing but a serp. That's right, you're nothing but nothing. That's what you are. You're absolutely nothing. Do you want to be something? Well, if you want to be something, then you better stop and really understand what I'm telling you. You can't be like very, very stupid VDS and be criticizing us, Steve Hulk and me. Look at this. He sat there and was basically begging Steve Hulk to bring him on his live stream after he first made his channel. As soon as he got ahead of Steve Hulk's subs, he already proved what he's about. That stupid idiot's all about subs. He's here for all their own reasons. He's all about his own little self-glory. And now, Steve Hulk's material's boring. That's right. And we're conspiracy theorists. No, his new name matches the letters he's given himself. Very, very stupid. See, what he's doing is he's actually complicit with his own enslavement. And he don't even know he is. He has no idea that he's very, very complicit with his own enslavement. And hasn't the first clue. It's sad. All of the evidence is right here in your face. Everything is seeable because it's all in your face. You just got to open your eyes and look. You just got to take a little bit of time out of your busy life of fluff and stuff to look and see what's really going on in your world. But I'll still give all thumbs up to Zachary Hubbard. I'll still tell people that aren't awake to listen to David Icke and Mark Passio. But remember, they're only drivers. They don't mean what they're telling you because the opposite of what they're telling you is what the end goal is. See, right now, Mark Passio would be on InfoWars live with Alex Jones talking about natural law. He's 100% honest with natural law. But remember, everything's upside down on its head. We tell you one thing, we do the opposite. It's like your politician. How many presidents, how many presidents in the United States of America, from the very first president to the day's time, do you know that when they were campaigning to become president, that went into office and kept their promises? How many? Come on, give me a number. How many? Do any of you people that's in this chat know? Could you please type how many presidents kept their promise? I want to see if any of you know. Okay, see, it's all quiet. I don't see any of you typing. You're not giving me a number or a rough guess. I'm giving it a second. I know the live stream feed's behind by maybe 30 seconds or a minute. Don't worry, I'm still here. I'm just being quiet to see if any of you will type the number of how many presidents in the United States kept their promise during their campaign and kept their promise when they came into office. Yep, it's all quiet. Okay, it's an easy number to figure out. It really is. It's a really good number. It's very easy to figure out. Okay, I'll tell you. 0. That's right. A big, fat 0. But yet, here we are this many years later, when we have our president election. They're going to be campaigning and lying their butts off And then you're going to say, yeah, look at all the promises this guy's going to do for us. Then they come in office and they don't do it. And then the next election, oh yeah, look at the promises. Then they come in office and they don't do it. And it happens over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Yeah, I could go on forever with the and over again. It's like it happened again. My golly, you've been lied to. Dang it, it happened again. Oh, you've been lied to again. Yep, it happened again. You've been lied to again. Yep, it happened again. And you still didn't learn anything from that, huh? It blows me away. But anyhow, guys, I'm not going to stay up here much longer. I wanted to jump up here and talk a little bit about this. So now, anybody that watches this, you know who the driver is now. The driver for the elite. The drivers, that's right. Who are driving the Amtrak train, who are driving the cab, who are driving the Uber, who are driving the buses, whether it's Greyhound or whether it's a local bus. Let's just put our drivers in expectant, in where they belong. But I'm not talking about the driver that's hauling the public from store to store, from house to house in town. I'm talking about the drivers here on YouTube who are steering their audience, who is steering the narrative for society. I'm talking about the drivers on mainstream media and on alternative media who are steering the narrative. That's right. These are the people that's doing harm to you. These are the treasonous traitors. If they're alternative media, they're on the internet, they're a driver. You know, I don't know what part to tell you, but look back and listen to this live stream from the beginning and really, really think about what I'm telling you because it's in your face. It really is. And with that, guys, I'm going to get on out of here. Okay, be back another day tomorrow, wherever. Whenever I got something else I want to say. With that, I'm out of here.